What is a hang power clean? Today we want to talk about what is a hang power clean, where does the name hang power clean come from, or why it is called a hang power clean, and what is the difference between a hang power clean and a power clean. So what is a hang power clean? Very simple, it is a power clean, but the hang, the word hang, refers to the start position. What that means is, instead of having the bar with the weight on the ground, as it is in a power clean, the hang power clean basically means that the bar is hanging somewhere between the ground and the hip. So in the start position of the hang power clean, the weight is kind of hanging freely in front of you. Yeah? So you have to stabilize that position and then initiate the lift. So what is the right start position for the hang power clean? It can be, as I said, anywhere between the ground and the hip. However, the most common positions are hanging at the mid-chin. Well, whether that's so common or not, I don't know, but I use it. But definitely the hang below the knee, the hang position above the knee, the hang position on the mid-thigh, which is an important one because this is where you make contact with your thigh, and then the hang position on height of the hip. So what's the difference between a hang power clean and a power clean? If it's not clear by now, essentially it's the same lift, just with a different start position. So instead of having the bar on the ground, as it is in the power clean, you start with the bar elevated. So that can be either at, as I just outlined, at mid-chin, below the knee, above the knee, mid-thigh, or at the hip. So it's important to understand it's not a different lift. The hang power clean is a variation of the power clean. Also important to understand from a technical standpoint, the hang power clean technique is essentially the same as the power clean technique and goes through the same phases depending on where you start the lift. So essentially it goes through the first pull, which is somewhere from the ground until below the knee. So that only applies if you lift it from the mid-chin position. So from the mid-chin until below the knee will then be the shortened first pull. The transition, which is from below the knee until mid-thigh position, so where you make contact with the legs, with the thigh. The second pull, where you maximally accelerate the weight upwards. The catch and the recovery. So essentially it goes through the same phases, just depending on where you choose to start the lift, the hang position. This then applies for the phases that are following. Yeah? But essentially it's the same thing. First pull, transition, second pull, catch and recovery. So to wrap it up, what is a hang power clean? Again, a hang power clean is essentially a variation of the power clean. The only difference is the start is from the hang. So the weight hangs kind of freely somewhere between the mid-chin and the hip. The hang clean goes through the same phases as the power clean depending on where you start the lift. First pull, transition, second pull, catch and recovery. And for most people, the hang power clean is easier to perform than the power clean. This will be topic of one of the next videos, but I wanted to give you an introduction to why some people use the hang power clean instead of the power clean.
Thanks for watching. I hope you liked the video. If you did, you can come over to the website for every topic that I'm covering here. There is the video, so why should you go if the video, you've already seen it here. But there's an article to that video, and that article is more in-depth than what I'm covering here. As usual, if you like the video, like everyone else does, like the video below, leave a comment, whatever. If you don't do it, it's also okay. And if you want me to clarify anything that I have not covered in the video, please leave it as a comment. I do my best to answer it. And also, if you have any topics you want me to cover, you can also leave a comment and I will do my utmost best to cover it in a separate video. Thanks again.